Well, there's certainly a lot of hype in the crowd. I think this is exciting, and they're definitely on their feet. Well, I wouldn't say on their feet literally, but definitely on the top of their spirits. It's, I think it's going to be a fun experience, Natu. We've got the home crowd. We've got in front of Ence going into this final. They haven't dropped a map yet this tournament, and the semifinal, they look dominant. However, they go against a team that's also in good form after a semi that was quite convincing, LDLC White.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta say, I'm almost shivers right now going on with this. This is gonna be interesting. We have as many people as we can actually fit within this area. It's gonna be interesting.
Like
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, we had some sick chants going on, but I think it's absolutely cool that everyone's rallied around this team already. Goes to show that the support in Finland is going to be strong behind this team throughout, and I think that they are a really good hope going in. Yeah, there you go, perfect example. Going into this next season with them developing as a team, it could work wonders. That said, we do have to talk a little bit about their counterpart, LDLC White. Poor showing at the minor last week. They didn't win a single map. They went out in 2 straight, actually.
Yep.
But this tournament, they've kind of grown into it. They beat LDLC Blue, their counterpart in the semifinal today. And guys like Body and specifically, I think Devil have shown up in big strides.
Yeah, I think Devil's had a great showing. I think he's definitely been their MVP so far in this tournament. Just putting up the numbers, most of all. I mean, he's probably gone up plus 20 frags each map he's played so far in this tournament, at least. I don't have the data, but I'm just out of gut feel pretty much. And he's obviously going to have to turn up, but Toino as well, considering how poor he is. Oh wow, they're chanting me now. How poor his showing at the minor was.
One more year. One more year. There it is.
All right.
We've got everyone behind you. They call you by your first name, too. It's not even not
first name basis. Like, I mean, that's how familiar I am with everyone in Finland.
I like it. It's going to be pretty good. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. But as you can see, like you're saying, it's already a packed-in crowd that's definitely going to be, I think, loud throughout. Every kill that Ence gets, I feel like they're going to be completely behind them. So you've already known it. We might as well discuss it now while we've got a chance. It is best of 3. We start at exactly 10:30 for a reason, because the TV rights here in Finland. This is going out on national TV.
Yep.
But we've got the veto already. You know the maps.
Right, yeah. It was Dust 2 and Cash.
And Cobblestone, I think, was the decider.
That's the decider, yeah. So, I mean, I feel pretty comfortable from, obviously, an Ence point of view. There has to be bias.
I wasn't going to ask you for predictions for that exact reason, but
yeah.
I dare not go against it, because I feel like there's really no way off this stage other than through the crowd. So if I'm like, oh, LDLC White, I'm dead. Like, I'm actually dead. So
yeah, we were speaking about this earlier about you being killed in Finland. If you actually say that, you'd be done for.
Yeah, exactly. So listen, it would be great to see. It'd be a good story as well. Obviously, their first LAN as a team.
Yeah, obviously, and I mean, this is going to be hard for LDLC as well. How do they really play under this pressure? Because they're going to be this crowd is going to make them remember where they're playing right now. That they are right in their faces. It's not a big area. It's a pretty small area actually.
It's quite intimate.
There's 2 ways this can go really for LDLC. Either they take energy out of it, or it just sucks everything out of you because they're just chanting obviously for your opposing team. I've been in this situation actually in Russia way back in the day in a pretty small like a net cafe. It was full of people, I think, a few hundred people. Which
something about it being in Russia sounds scarier already.
Like we ended up winning actually, but the atmosphere was super cool, and
then
it was hard to play against. No, I'm still here, 10 years later, so
that's
it's
fine.
all good, all good.
All right, let's get into some specifics. Dust 2, we've seen really good terrorist sides from Ence. We've seen guys like Stonda, Alu, Xarda, and specifically, I think, Yuho on entries all step up in spades. Not to discount Sunny, he just hasn't had that same impact early in rounds, but they've failed a lot on their CT sides, and LDLC White can capitalize on that.
Yeah, I mean, so far, my issue with the CT side only really has been the fact that they need to adapt more, they need to be more versatile, need to have more aggression from them that is really calculated. It needs to be together as a team to make sure that you have a buddy there that's going to be able to trade kills, not just one guy running into lower dark and then get wrecked by Tech9. Yes, Al, I'm watching you. But that's pretty much it. Obviously, there's a lot of individual skill in this team. They are playing really well, like you just pointed out. Yuho's been very good at this tournament. Really showing up. Stonda's been hitting his shots, been very good under pressure, and that's something great to see. I think he's going to grow into an awesome opper down the line for sure.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that's the other thing we talked about, the double op potential that Ali brings to this team. We know that they can do it a little bit on LDLC White as well. We've seen Toinu pick it up. We've seen a few different people elect to go for it. We've even seen Leppänen be the second opera at times, which isn't always common, but they've flirted with that possibility as well. I don't think that we're going to see an opportunity where both teams are going to have to run. I think it's actually going to be quite back and forth in terms of economy. I feel like this isn't going to be what we saw in the semis. I don't know, maybe Ence shows up and just dominates in front of the home crowd, but I have a feeling this is going to go double digits in both games, if not 3, if we go that far.
Yeah, you'd imagine so from what we've seen so far between these two teams. Really, this tournament in Cobblestone in a match where LDLC was actually on front. Felt like they should have that match, but again, great mental fortitude from my Finnish buddies, and they came back into that match and turned out to managing to win that in the end.
Well, I think that's your official chant now. I wanted to, but this seems more of a rhythm, I feel like. So we'll see if that vibrates them. We're just waiting now for, obviously, the team introductions. We will get them on stage. They're not right now. They're standing by waiting, but it does give us a little bit more time to dissect this. Dust, I feel like, is an open corridor. We talked about why we've seen it sort of at this level of play. It's the easiest to adapt to for new teams. Cobblestone's third in this. We've seen 2 wins for Ence on it so far this weekend, but Cash we haven't seen them on. And you mentioned the series that they played against Penta just online, exactly. MLG not too long. It was 2-1 in that series, but they did win Cash.
Yeah, they had a really solid T side. I think it was 12-3 or 13-2, like really huge numbers. And what was really great for me to see was their middle takes were very nice. They timed everything to perfection. They utilized their Molotov really well, Molotoving sandbags, Molotoving the white box, and just attacking from multiple angles into middle simultaneously, making sure they're trading kills properly. And that is a great asset. That's something you need to really have in that map, because that middle area is going to be the key to success more often than not in Cash. So I'm really comfortable actually when it comes to that map in this series. Actually, these first 2 maps, I'm actually very confident when it comes to Ence Esports.
Removing bias, and I know that's hard to do in this particular case, as LDLC White has looked much better in this tournament, what do you actually figure their chances are on these 2 maps? I feel like Dust 2, they can actually put up a fight, but Cash is a little bit less of a known entity between these 2.
Yeah, I feel like Dust 2 is going to be a bit of a question mark. I think it's the beginning, like the starts of the maps is going to be huge emphasis is going to be on those. If Ence gets a good start, if the crowd gets going, I feel like LDLC is going to be in a lot of trouble, because we know they have had some recent history of choking in situations. But then again, they've been actually really good at getting good starts, but then choking as the match has gone further on. So that's an interesting point there.
I guess you could say without the start, how do they retaliate? We haven't seen them play from behind in this tournament. Right. By the way, just to clarify that, because I did make it sound like LDLC's not proficient on Cash. It's their map choice as well. Yeah. So you would think they're going to be quite comfortable in that situation.
It's been a go-to map for them, yeah.
We'll see if it plays out. If I'm not mistaken, it's the first time we'll have actually casted that map this week.
I do believe so, yeah.
I could be wrong on that. And
we haven't seen
Overpass as well,
yeah. We haven't seen Overpass once, but I think we've
seen Train, we've seen Cobble, we've seen Dust, we've seen everything else. Yeah. Inferno as well. We've seen everything. I think this is the only map, aside from Overpass, that we haven't seen. We won't see Overpass. That's confirmed because it's not in this series. So that'll be interesting to see as well, because we don't have that much data throughout the weekend on it.
Yeah, when you think about it, I mean, like we talked previously, it's one of those things that differs the top tier teams from like the tier 2 teams, is the fact that they usually have a smaller map pool. And Overpass is one of those maps that you easily overlook and feel that it's too, I don't know, it seems like it's a map that a lot of teams have as a go-to veto, especially outside of Tier 1. But like I said previously, I feel like Train, Overpass, and Cobblestone are those maps when you're an up-and-coming team wanting to break that top 10, that you really want to master those maps. But as I say that, the French guys from LDLC White are entering the stage right now, so I guess we are ready for a bit of team introduction here.
Absolutely, and these guys have been playing well throughout the weekend. As said, much better performance already than that of their performance in Romania a week ago. This was the roster that had a really good time in the summer at DreamHack Tour in their home country. They had a great domestic rivalry in that tournament between both Titan and Envious, which they pushed pretty far, but we'll start things off with the team introductions. The first one, of course, is Body, and he's been playing, I think, up to his snuff in this tournament. He struggled a bit last week, but he's a guy, again, who's subbed in for Envious at various times. He's a decent hybrid rifler, and he can have a huge impact in mid-rounds for these guys.
Oh yeah, definitely a key player for him, and a lot of entry frags, even multiple entry frags, especially against LDLC Blue. He played phenomenally, to be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, of course, Leppänen. He's, again, I mentioned he had second op at times in this series, but another rifler that's been pretty solid. I can't read those words in Finnish, Natu, because it's going out to TV, but I'm sure you could run us down those stats. But another guy that's a solid, and in my opinion, one of the most consistent players on this team. He's kind of a rock. He's kind of guy you look to be getting trade kills and supporting players throughout the entirety of the series. But this is the guy I think that has been their MVP in this tournament so far.
He's had 148 frags, 23 assists, and 87 deaths. So
and you can even hear the home crowd giving him some applause there too.
He's definitely done a name for himself this tournament, being a big part of the team coming this far.
I think the highlight play he had too was that lurk that he got on Cobble where he managed to knife and kill one. Following that, though, it is Fuchs. I know I say his name slightly wrong, but I do that on purpose because I don't want to slip up my tongue on that one. So nonetheless, another player, again, a guy that can be fairly proficient throughout various roles, and again in this tournament has been pretty solid, much like Mathendi's. Hasn't had any huge standouts, but consistent as well on CT sides. He's been solid. And then, of course, the last player on the team, and not last and least, it's definitely their AWP player, one of the highest impacts that they have. It's Toinu, and he's been, I think, solid. I think their AWP picks have been pretty on point in a number of series. In fact, he's been able to find opening frags, and Dust 2 included. So
yeah, done a lot better than he did at the minor.
Yes.
Together with Buddy, the two biggest disappointments to me at least. We were speculating there that those two guys would be the big players, key players for LDLC White to do well. Didn't happen that time, but at least this time around, he's been delivering consistently.
Well,
and as you can hear right now, we will have some Finns come on the stage. I'm getting some
that's called pandering, Alu. You can't do that. It creates a bias. But little kiss blown toward Natu from Alu on the way through, and you can already hear it. The crowd, it's going to be a factor in this. And I mean, we've got headphones on. They're not noise canceling per se like the players are using, but I'm sure they're going to hear this at some point in time. There's no question about it.
At least you feel it. Sorry to hear it. He's a role player in this team. He does any job you give him without questions asked. And also has the fragging capabilities, versatility. He can play an op even if needed. Done a solid job with this tournament.
And next up, of course, is going to be the man that I've been very impressed by. Primary opper. It's not Alu, as most international fans would know. It's been this guy, and for good reason. He's been absolutely insane in multiple situations this weekend. Dust 2 on catwalk, just absolutely obliterating people in post-plant situations as well. So really solid performance. And then, of course, next up, hasn't necessarily been the frag loader total, but he's got huge leadership on this team. He's been consistent, and he's had some crazy good multiple spray transfers, much like Exarda in this tournament.
Yeah, this is his first tournament with a real team as an in-game leader. Not an easy task to take, really. It's something you really need to get adjusted to.
Absolutely, and that's, again, it's big to mention that because that's one of the things that this team is going to be characterized by. Yuho. Well, there you go. Youngest guy in the team. His CT sides have been fairly consistent, but for me, the entry fragging of this guy this weekend has been nuts. Yeah. So that's something that they can look forward to in this team. That's one of the hardest skills to achieve, and it's oftentimes what characterizes a team. If they don't have an entry fragger, and it's shown often, and I hate to use it in North America, but that's a prime example. If you don't have an entry fragger, you just can't get the job done so many times. And here we go. Is it bot or is it God?
Well, the crowd loves him no matter what. That's for sure. Do we need to introduce this guy?
I don't think so, but we will. I'll let you do the honors.
I mean, obviously, just had a year at NIP, a bit of a struggle for the team, but I think he made a name for himself. A lot of fans for himself, and obviously the local fans are loving the fact that he's come back to Finland, even when he had a lot of offers to go pretty much to any direction in the world. He decided to be a part of this project that is called Ence now, and you know, he's going to bring in a lot of leadership qualities. He's going to bring in a lot of experience playing in different teams like NIP, like Mouse Sports previously.
And the word you use is experience. And this is where I emphasize this for LDLC White. If this was Na'Vi, if this were Fnatic, if it were Envious or any of those teams who's played in front of audiences regularly, they're not going to be bothered by this crowd. But these guys need to make sure they zone it out. They don't pay attention to it and don't get affected by it. Because if you're not at LANs often, like you say, it's very intimate, the crowd's very close here, and already we can tell they're going to be loud. It could have an absolutely devastating effect if they don't learn to handle it early on.
Oh,
even revel in it, like use it to your advantage. If I was sitting there, I want to be the troll. I want to be like, all right, crowd, hate me, bring it on. Like they have to take that approach to it almost.
Yeah, that's a matter of perspective as a person, really. I mean, like I said, LDLC at this point, they need to take the energy out of the chants that Ence gets. Really, you can be that. Needle in the flesh, so to speak, right?
You almost need to be Mo. Like I feel like Mo, if he went around against a home crowd, he would just stand up and be like, "Hey, what up now? What up now, Finns?" Like it would be like Shagwire all over again. So I mean, it's an approach they kind of find that way to balance it out, but I think Ence is just going to absolutely love this. The same thing can be said, though, if things start off slowly and the crowd doesn't get behind them and stays a little quiet even when rounds aren't going their way, it can be a haunting thing. And Na'Vi is another example of that. At Starladder, when they were losing rounds in the final, the crowd was just absolutely silent. And that can be as devastating as having people cheer against you as well.
Right, but I have a feeling that this crowd is absolutely going to go nuts throughout this match, no matter what, so I don't think that's going to be a bit of an issue, as you can hear right now. There we go, boys. And some girls, too.
Absolutely.
Bring the love.
Well, we will bring the love. We're going to bring some awesome Counter-Strike as well. Now, as we already mentioned as well, it's ban process in this, and we knife for every single side. Cash, that's going to matter a little bit more than some of the maps we've seen throughout the day, because Dust 2, ultimately not the end of the world if you don't get the side you want, because both sides are more than capable of winning rounds.
Yeah, this is, I think, where it really matters the least, which side you start on. I mean, you saw earlier from Ence actually that they don't really mind losing the knife round. And made a 12-3 half on that T side.
One more year, Natu. 3D Max, you can get you can get Leppänen. Who else can you get in there? Disturbed, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is he here this weekend?
Yeah, he's here.
Oh, he's here. Well, I haven't seen him yet. You get Natu as well?
He's going to be on the TV.
For the Finnish TV.
Yeah, analyst. That's
the people who really matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
We don't matter.
No,
We're just here
not.
because we...
I mean, you obviously matter to this crowd. I'm just going to jump into the server, so bear with me a moment.
Yeah, I'm here now. Seems like everything's in order. We have almost everyone on the server now. We should be ready to go momentarily if everything just goes fine here.
Now, the other thing we should mention, too, this weekend is obviously we're on a small stage as well. The screen's right behind us. It's basically right above us. You can't see it now on camera, but obviously you have the coaches there for because how loud we are on the audio, and the ability to just see so much information cannot actually be in TeamSpeak with the teams. They're strictly behind them just to watch and then provide feedback at the end of individual games.
Well, now we have the knife round is starting now, and Ebot says, nope, you won't. I will go on a strike once again.
Apparently, because I can't do any. Yeah, there we go. I can't join.
That's a buzzkill.
Do I have to do it again? Do I have to do it again?
Oh, I mean, it is final.
I think we should ask the crowd if they want speed casting or not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do we think? Speed casting?
All right. Speed casting.
All right, fair enough.
I may have already exhausted myself in that regard. It's not I can do it every single round. We're underway and we're not in the server. I'm not sure. Am I missing it? Okay, no, we've reset the warm-up.
We're good.
I'll do it if I can, obviously. If I can't get in the server, then
yeah,
it's not my
then
fault.
we'll speed cast the piss around.
Nah, that might not be. That probably is going to last longer. There was a specific speed cast round. Obviously, it's good if it's a 30-second round. But there was one round where JW ran around Mirage with 2 people chasing him for a minute, and I was trying to speed cast, and eventually I was like, I'm done. No, not happening. Thanks, JW, for trying to kill me, but...
Out of breath, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
Also, that time, this morning when I did it, might have been the first time I've done it in front of a live audience, so that's kind of cool.
Usually being PGL studio.
Yeah, exactly. And then they specifically don't show the knife round it lands because they're like, no, that's enough of that guy. We don't need him to do that anymore.
Fair enough.
So Ebot seems to have sorted itself. We'll get ready again and
for the time being,
get back into it. Actually, it's already set itself to round 30, so I think what they're going to do is just, start the knife essentially in what's round 2. So they'll have to do a quick server restart.
What? No. We're good.
We'll have to do it after the knife round is what I meant, because it says it's round 1 of 30. Effectively, it's already executed the config to go live.
Fair. Okay. All right. Stage is yours.
All right. Well, it's going to be down to Ward Long that happens. I always wait for the first blade to come in. But that blade's already looking to come in right now. Is it going to be Body stepping up front in for LDLC? And he wants to get the damage done early, but look at this. They're just going to sit back. The Finnish team sticking together. It's Red Rover, and finally they can win it to trade back and forth. And it's Devil to actually get the upper hand until Toinu goes for another trade again. It comes down to the one-on-one. Both with 100 HP. Double swipe, and it's actually correct from Sunny. Double right, one left. That's the fastest way to kill anyone with a knife, and they'll get the choice aside.
And the crowd loves it. Both your speed casting and the fact that Ence just won the knife. Now they're going to choose to go on that T side. I feel this is not the worst of ideas because their T sides have been really good this tournament. They utilize the spawns really well. When they have the long spawns, they go for the picks, they go for the pushes there. They've had some good setups. They have some good flash timings. They have good smoke placement. So, I mean, I don't see a reason why this wouldn't be a great idea for them.
Well, we'll see if that's what they elect to do. Oftentimes, Henry talks about the boost on the catwalk, get that information. So many different ways to do things, but...
Let's see what we have here. Purchase from Ence on the T side. Piss around. It's going to be a set of nades for Sartet. The rest of the guys are going to be buying armors. On the other side, we have everyone else. actually everyone has an armor. There's no kit in play for this team. That's a bit of a risk, in my opinion. You should always take a kit. But they feel it's not going to be an issue. Seems like LDLC is setting up for a bit of a push here. Catwalk, actually, they're going to get some information. They're going to see the middle is clear right now.
This is the thing. If you're not going to go with a kit, you have to play in a way that you shut down a bomb plant. You have to play in a way that either you keep 5 alive for a retake, but more importantly, stop things before it happens. And as they put pressure on Catwalk, Ints going up long means they're going to get toward that site eventually. Bomb's in the possession of the 3rd man down the alley right now. So Alu looking to open things up, and the bomb to get in position, plant safely for Plateau in behind the double box so no one can fire into it. Great shot from Fuchs, though. And it's Yuho to get dropped first in this match, and he's going to sit at quad. Now this retake comes in, 5 alive. That's the only way this works, and they've got to still be quick. 40 seconds to get toward that bomb, and it's down to about 35 already. Methen, Body, they're finding kills. There's nothing going for Ence right now. In fact, only one remaining, and it's Sunny, and they're already on that defuse. So it looks like LDLC White is a very impressive fist around. They get all 5.
Yeah, that's a clean sweep, too, in that retake, really. I mean, Ence obviously got the bomb site pretty easily, considering the fact there was only one spotting line. They rushed in with that spot. But at the end of the day, LDLC does a great job of that retake, and no kills for Ence either. So see what they decide to do here. And as you can tell here, they've already opted to go for that forest. So there's the Tech-9's into play. A few nades, the Eagle, and the Scout picks right there. He tags Matthew and only does 34 damage with it.
Yuho going to try and work down middle, get some information with that Tech-9, and the bomb is in his hands, and he's the furthest one up, so we'll see how they choose to play this. Quick smoke drop through the crack of the crevice, whatever you want to call it, of that cinder block, and that means it drops and allows him to push forward onto that quad position. Poor timing of that flash in his regard, though, because instant peek against him from Devil. Good response, though. Alu and Sunny able to get fast kills, and now a second straight bomb plant. That Scout already looking toward long to spot the player in pit as well, and that's Fuchs, who's elected to change his angle, get out of that pit, and try and work with his 2 remaining teammates who are coming from CT.
Bit of an overextension from Sunny there. Should have just waited. But that's attack to Fuchs by Sarte, and Alu takes him as well. It's going to be a 3-on-2.
Good nade on him, Mathen puts him low, and Body's already gone. Great response from Ence as they completely hold on to that site.
Yeah. Clean entry from Catwalk, good smoke placements once again, and they go as a unit. You go as a one wave. No matter if you lose the first player, you have the second one there to make that trade happen. They get the 2 kills after that initial kill from LDLC, and that cleared up the bomb side. Ends up in a 3-on-3. Sunny overextending to CT spawn, but still, that's Ence coming out on top, and it's going to be a forced buy from LDLC White just as well. Looks like Ence is going to go for a long
This is all about
right
control.
away, yeah.
That smoke on the corner means he's got all the confidence. He can push the CTs back, rather.
Wow.
It's a bit slow to get into the site, but Yuho and Sunny finally getting frags as Alu, watch from his perspective, joins in as well. They're going to go for another safe plant. That's for Zarda, and they've actually got long control this time as well, so they can sit, they can watch that. Stonda's got the Scout there, which is enough to at least deny a plant. Sunny might be on 2 HP, so he'll sit away from the fight, but he's not going to shy away from Devil first, as it's now Methen and Body looking to save what weaponry and armor that they do have. Because a reset on round 2, that eco means 3 rounds of saving potentially, and it means we'll go at least 1 more before they can afford to buy into this.
Yeah, Mathen is going to try to hold on to this Scout for sure. Same as Body, 50-50 in armor. Mathen actually gets a headshot on Yuho. Well, that's a bit of damage done there.
Well, it works. So 1 down, Sunny should be far enough away in that pit. Yeah, absolutely, if he's all the way in it. So he will survive. They'll keep 4 rifles and the Scout alive.
Yep. So, round number 4, it's going to be pretty much nothing bought from LDLC White at this point, because they can't really afford it, can they? Sitting at 1.9, 1.6, 2.2, 2.0, and 1.9. So he got that Scott in play. Mathen is going to try to force a pick here in the middle, but he's not going to get anyone. Yuho and Al already contributing with 2 kills on long.
A great pickup as well. Yuho adding to his total. Another 2 kills. High impact early in rounds. That's what he's done all weekend. Methen is able to pick up Alu at least. That's 1 down before they cross over, but the late smoke will cover. Slight gap, but they're already past it. So Bomb gets in position again. Xarda going to be the one to plant
what a
it.
shot from Buddy.
Absolutely, as he gets one through the edge of the box, and that allows it to be a little bit more opportunistic in the fact that it's just a 3 versus 2. And next round is when they will have weapons again. So do they try and elect to do economic damage, or do they sit back? It looks like Methend wants it.
They should just try and save this. When you look at their money, it's not pretty. They're not going to be able to buy everything they would want to. So if I was them, I'd just hold on to this gun. But Methend does not agree with my theory on this and just goes and dies in Sarte.
Actually, you're right. That early force as well in the second round means they are still going to be tight in this.
Exactly. So next round is not going to be the perfect advice for them for sure. Money's tight in the French camp right now. It's going to be round number 4 done and dusted. Going into round number 5, it's 3-1 in favor of Ence.
Absolutely great that they won that eco round. They're going to go straight to the AWP on Standa. They do manage to get the buy as well with the lost round bonus, but it's very limited. 1 kit only, decent utilities, but it's a FAMAS, and crucially, they don't have that AWP on either Toinu or Methend to try and combat that of Standa, who's waiting right now in spawn for anyone to dare cross over. Sunny leading the way right now. At least toward B. Quick Molotov to deny any aggression coming out from the CTs. Not looking to do so early on, but it just establishes that much more presence so they can look elsewhere and make sure that they don't lose ground either.
Yep, LDLC with a very passive hold of A right now. They have Toinu with an M4 playing a ramp. Ence already has cat control, so they have the knowledge that cat is clear right now. Meanwhile, around middle area, you have 2 of the CTs, Body and Devil, holding from 2 angles right now, and Methend inside of B. But it seems like right now, Ence is still building up this round, not committed to anything.
5 remain on either side with a minute to go. Finally, we see the first player dropping down into that spawn, and it's going to be Sunny that does end up distracting long enough. Standa finds the kill on Devil, and it's 3 only remaining CT side. They managed 1 trade on Exarta, but they've given up the B site. Not entirely yet, though, because Methend is still in there. He's got good positioning behind the box as well, and Fuchs is going to get Sunny, and they can't find a way, and it's Methend to completely shut things down in behind the boxes, as they didn't have that second presence from the tunnels, but it's Alu, 1 versus 2, takes the first fight, manages to take down Fuchs, and it's him with medium HP, 42 to go against Methend, but a great round from him, a very solid defense, and now it's going to be the second round for the French.
Now the issue really was they had an opportunity to just go into B, but they got stuck in window, and Standa and someone else were bumping into one another. It just took way too long for them to enter in the bomb side, and Methend coming up with the 2 kills, and the second guy coming in just straight out losing that duel. Quite simple, but it's only one of the CTs that stayed alive, so that's a bit of an issue, obviously, for LDLC. When you look at the big picture, they're going to be really low money. They do have an off, but still, if they would lose this one here, it would be catastrophe for their economy. But there you go, Al is going to pick one up. Toinu to return that kill.
It's a big return to get as well, but Yuho doesn't care. He'll take back that off out of the CT's hands, and just like that, it's Standa to get Devil as well as he pushed through the smoke and got aggressive. It doesn't reward him. It would have given them the man advantage, but instead it goes against. And now it's Methend and Body left against 3, both with perfect HP to work with. But no kits, crucially. Goes for the jump shot. Coined by a French player in the past, shall we say, but Methend not able to quite land the shot perfectly. It's Standa and Yuho low enough, but fortunately they get away with it. Zarda head showing. Now he's low. It's all 3 of them, basically 1 bullet territory. With a nade going in, Methend, they're going to back away from this. They can't go onto it with the kit. They can't find the angles.
Yep. And they won't know the fact how low they exactly are, but like you said, each one of the Ence players are really low on HP right now. And so is LDLC's bank at this point. They are in trouble with the economy at this point, so saving these 2 weapons would obviously help them a lot going into the round after this. They might even invest fully into this round number 7 if they manage to keep these 2 weapons. I wouldn't be surprised if they did, because they are in shatters when it comes to their economy. Just buy 5/7s and armors and play with those 2. And now the 2 rifles they have.
Question is, what do you play those 2 rifles? Do you fast boost one cat, try and get an early pick, or do you try and anchor somewhere in a good angle?
But LDLC actually opts to not buy. They're just gonna take the safe route actually, and not invest at all.
So they play the 2 rifles right now. The long corridor. Alu, Yuho inside that tunnel, and they're going to actually use that utility, that single flash, to try and find an opportunity to get in a forward stance. It's going to be Body looking to find a peek. Spots the shoulder, does damage to his teammate, unfortunately, and that allows Yuho to get the response into Toinu. And that rifle's gone low on HP. Body with just 15. They need to get the crossfire. The second player needs to shuffle. He tries to, but Yuho gets them both regardless.
And it was the timing that was everything for the French side, and they nailed it. They got it right, but UO was just too sharp against them. And it's now 4 versus 2. Zarda at the top of middle is going to spot up Fuchs, but Devils, again, he's coined this lurk this weekend. He's in a great position as he walks through Suicide. He might be a little bit slow to try and get there and arrive. Not quite. He's got the headshot. No response that time from Zarda, and a gun picked up. And the question is, how do they choose to play with this gun? As there's only 3 remaining, is it worth it to save?
No,
Apparently it is.
It is worth to save. Considering the money situation, it is still horrible at this point. 1.5k, 1.4k, 1.7, 1.9, and 2.2. So obviously not enough to fully invest and get everything you would like really on that side. It's been a great start for Ence, obviously here. Things are going their way so far pretty well. LDLC now managing to string together rounds. That was the issue so far for them. And again, it's been the entry power really. Yuho's been just great when it comes to getting those kills.
Absolutely. He leads the way right now with 8 frags. Next closest on the team, Alu at 6.
Yep.
But this is the other thing, the other aspect, and I had a feeling this was going to be a storyline, is even though it's 5-2, and it's now been 3 rounds minus by 1 and then another 2. The economy isn't exactly perfect on the T side either. They've got 3 players in good position, but Alu and Zarda are still low. So if they can start to get some efficiency in these rounds,
Look at this.
LDLC, and get some kills early enough, they might be able to break that faster than you think. Meanwhile, they are going to go for the boost. The unorthodox quick play to get information. No one's watching it, but Sunny and Zarda are quickly getting into those lower tunnels. That's how you use the 1 rifle. That's how you utilize that position. Devil with 1 kill, switches back, gets a second, but it is traded. And the AK is not re-grabbable at this point in time as well. Nearly, though.
Guys pushing tunnel, by the way. Sunny just missed those guys barely. I think, no, yeah, no, finally he spotted those. So he has the intel now.
He needs to be still careful about this. Doesn't know the second one's there, and he does turn in time. Sunny reacting, and that keeps at least... Okay, so Toinu managed to push up Catwalk while that was happening and get that AK that was dropped, but that keeps another gun away from the CTs. That could have been disastrous, and Toinu is going to use that AK again. So it's still a problem. It's got 3 kills total if you include that which Devil got with it. So they need to slow this down, the terrorists, and divide the CTs, excuse me, up, and figure out exactly how the defense wishes to approach.
Yeah, Sunny and Alu still have a couple of Molotov, a couple of smokes, 2 flashes. They pretty much got all the tools they would need to win this round still, and also the armor advantage in the situation. So it's not all done for at this point, even though they're 1 man down.
Watch Fuchs. He's going to have to draw, but he's got the pistol information garnered, but 3 HP for Sunny. Watch the nade. My dear God, Alu, that's not how you want to send your teammate to the grave, but now the smoke, potential for drop, not likely going to go for it. Obviously, it can only be Alu to drop down because it would kill Sunny at this point. As Toinu looks for the angle, does hit the shot. It's now 1 versus 3. Alu with AK, 1 gone already, a second one on 1 peak potential, but it's not going to happen as Toinu holds on tight. 3 rounds now for LDLC White, and that one all off the aggression on Catwalk, the quick play with a single rifle.
Exactly what you're supposed to do in that situation too. I mean, you are saving, you have some rifles, you want to utilize those, and boosting up on Can and getting that free entry up on top of middle, obviously playing a huge part, and then even a kill to lower dark. So that's LDLC longing some new life in their game here, as the situation is 5-3 in favor of Ence still. They do get a full bike, starting on a Tech 9, but everyone else is going to be fully able to invest on this.
Devil, it's time to anchor. I mean, that's what you're saying. And just that ability to invest again means that they can reset the CTs once more as well. It's definitely a make or break.
A lot less emphasis in this middle right now from LDLC, actually. Only 1 in window, and B holding middle, and it's going to go down to 32 HP. It's a good start there for Ence at this point.
Interesting that they've elected to double anchor long and leave Toinu on its own. With no one in CT to support a drop position, with no one to cover off from Goose, there's no rifle to support that AWB at this point in time.
Yep, that's going to be a lot. Again, a matter of these flashes coming in.
As I say, that Devil is going back now. So just in time, but the fortunate part is the drop's already happened and he's so far away from it. He's removed by a single smoke that they'll be able to wrap toward B. It's the drop reverse play to clear CT. That way there's no one to cover them at the top of the ramp, and they're going to go. It's going to be quick. It's going to be Body, though, with the first kill. Managing it through the door onto Alu, the window now as well, and it's Methen to line them up. He's anchored this before, and he's going to do it again. Economy broken, and the French team within 1.
Yeah, big plays from Body there, really. He flashed inside from B to outside of B. Managing to get multiple kills there, so it's a good play from Body there. Great patience. Managed to capitalize on the situation and put Ence on a safe situation here. Their economy obviously is and shatters the point, but they can manage with just one save here, though. At least they have that going for them.
I'm a fan of that drop to B strat, but I still think you need a player, at least one player in tunnels to catch off the two in the site.
Yeah, I would agree. I think so too. I mean, obviously if you get those kills from outside of B, but then having one player in tunnels would definitely help the cause a lot. He could time it perfectly and get some free kills inside that B. Oh, look at this. This Ence has a plant already, and it's a 5-on-5 situation in an eco. That's an interesting prospect.
Oh, timing everything. Toinu able to get one kill right now for LDLC as they rotate back in toward that catwalk position, but
this is interesting.
This is super interesting. It's T's already out mid, and now they have to come back around. Bomb planted for Cat, though, so they can actually get themselves in reasonable positions. There's nothing that Toinu can do. Down he goes, and unfortunately, they still have M4s in good stead. They managed to get all the kills required. 5-5 going to be our score.
I love that read, though. I mean, you know, chances of winning that round slim to none. If you see on that side, they are actually, I think, in the negatives. So you got to take a chance. I feel like, you know, that was an interesting move, and it could have easily paid off if things just went slightly differently. But it's going to be 5-all now. It's going to be full buy from Ence as well. They have an open stun that have all the nades they would need. So that's time to work again for the fence.
And look at Body.
Yeah,
This is like Dennis from his
super
Penta
aggressive,
Days
yeah.
style. Like, let's get in mid and hold this angle. Flash, though, very well timed, and Stonda catches him in transition. They were prepared to cover that angle. And Sunny as well to flash through just to buy more space. As he jumped toward Catwalk, does. Toinu spots it through the smoke, but can't land the second shot. It looked like he may.
Yeah, that's, again, nobody from LDLC actually holding A. It's just going to be Fuchs and Devil here on long doors. So there's essentially just a free route from Catwalk, but obviously Ence does not know that. They're going to be smoking, they're going to be utilizing their utilities. Meanwhile, there's two CTs pushing tunnel, but they are late to the party as Ence is already on that site.
And that gives at least control with Long on LDLC, a chance for them to retake from that position. But with Bomb now down, an extra kill going Alu's way at middle means they're one light, one weaker, one less to try and go for that retake there.
Yeah.
Effectively rendered useless as well. Toinu's so far away from this, and they want to come up long right now, but with Toinu gone, the focus shifts firmly onto Fuchs because Devil's dead as well.
Yeah, he's going to be lone man here. He's going to try to save this weapon, but is he going to be able to? For Ence right now, it wouldn't be beneficial to go for Hunt because they are very low on money, so they want to make sure that for those players remain alive through this round and help their economy tremendously. It seems like they're smart enough to realize the situation and just let Fuchs be in that long house. But end of the day, it's going to be the 6th round on the board for the Fens, making it 6-5 for Ence Esports. Like we discussed before this match, it's been a bit of a trade-off rounds here for sure so far.
Oh, we're going to see Toinu going up against Stonda this time, op versus op, but Toinu not heading right now, at least toward mid. In fact, what he is doing is boosting. So this is, again, them trying to play that early game. It's Devil with them. They're going to play the boost to lower tunnels. No one's going there this time, though. Yep. Interestingly enough, from Ence, they put everyone at long, and this is actually the right time to do it. If they're going to put 2 on Catwalk, it's Fuchs only from the platform that has to hold this. Smoke on the corner, they're going to go fast, and it's basically going to be the CTs holding from Catwalk.
Look at the utility the LDLC just wasting along without nothing even happening yet. I just throwing everything in like, yep, there you go, buddy.
That was a panic call. Absolutely was a panic call. That they thought they were rushing far faster when they saw that initial smoke on the corner. So a good pickup early on. Devil down.
Yeah.
We know the impact he's had.
For sure. It's a big kill, but now I think the actual push is going to be happening now. Fuchs again here. We have these boxes on top of a crucial part of the squad.
Mathen, though, he continues to have a good run here in this first half. He leads all fraggers on 12 with that kill, but it's still Yuho. Safe plant? No, not going to happen. I was about to say one nade would end it, and it does. The bomb not planted means it's dropped as well, but as you mentioned, Alu, all right, Toinu.
Okay.
He's having none of that. That's going to make things really interesting because just 2 players remaining, and they need to get that bomb back. If this was planted, they would have been in a good position with the AWP out toward long, but now Stonda, he has to take the fight himself with that weapon, and he doesn't yet know that there is one playing at get right in that quad position. Not only that, but then gets in a angle. Another one for him. Sunny responds on Goose, but they know his position and they'll be able to cover it off. And it's 6-6 just like that.
Has to be say Toino's kill on Cat to Alu. was a saving grace for LDLC. I mean, it would have been a really tough round for them had Alu been able to get Toino, because it would have been behind another player too. So possibly being 2 free kills for him. A nice 180 from Toino, landing that shot on Alu. It's going to make things work in LDLC's favor, and it's going to be a bit of a parcel buy here for Ence at this point. So P250, some Tech 9s, Deagle and AK-47, and a bunch of utility too into this round. But they can still buy the next one if they wanted to.
Body gonna play that window position this time as well. Has Methend behind. First time we've seen Body on the op. But they won't really necessarily see any action as it seems yet. No activity toward that side of the map. Instead, it's the default on A, and Devil, the one that plays rotation. Single smoke now into drop position. Are they going? Are they wrapping? What's the play? Alu's down. He's up the ramp. They've already given up long. This is easily going to be a bomb plant for Ence, but now what comes after? Because Toinu's going to attempt to retake from that long position. Alu spots it. He gets away from it. Interestingly enough, because he didn't necessarily need to peek that with the bomb down. He could have just made things awkward and interesting. Nonetheless, they still have 4 alive, and they've got the catwalk controlled by which it is planted for. This Devil, though, meanwhile, wants to come up, but they're going to get caught off. It's Zarda, it's Yuho, and it's Stonda immediately, all in succession. Yuho with another, and it's now Stonda and Yuho up against Toinu with only 7 HP. And this is desperate if he goes for it. They've got some economy in their favor right now. Actually, I take that back. The French side don't. They're weaker than I thought, so he's going to bail out already.
Yeah. That was a great play from Manzon. Yeah, great buy from them. Again, this push has become a trademark in this tournament for them, really. They've made it work. The timing is on point. Although Alu went down, they managed to get all those kills. Yuho's AK also becoming a huge part of it, getting 2 crucial kills as a retake was happening. So it is very back and forth so far, has to be said. Good job for Ence. This round here, though, it's going to be fully invested LDLC going into this, because if they happen to lose this one, they're going to be very low on money when it comes to the final round of the half. So this could have a lot of potential in terms of how this half is going to end. Look at this. Toino is going to be pushing into tunnels.
Defend with him. This was the gamble by putting 3 at B. They need to be aware of this. I admire LDLC's CT half so far because they've been trying different things, and in most cases they pull off. You go back to that 1 rifle round with Devil, but first pick, Zarda down, Toinu again with the kill. Devil, speak of him. I dare say speak of the Devil, no pun intended, but he does arrive. He does get the kill, and eventually it's going to be Fuchs in with 1 and out the other way. It's a 2 versus 3. And the T's need to find some ground. Stonda, though, gets caught with bomb as he tries to bail and get to a position where he can plant for Alu, who now faces, on round 14, 3 opponents against him. And remember, we talked about the CT side for Ence. It's been dominant T-halves every single game, and this is going to start to be a factor in this game, but we'll see if he finds this. Bomb down. They've got control of it. Crowd definitely behind Alu. They know he's the god.
Not surprised. All 3 in the catwalk as well. They have a stack for Toino.
I don't know if he's going to consider this or not. He's only got 50 HP, and Toinu boosted. Alu would have never have known that angle was there.
Yeah. No, there was no way that was happening, really, at that point anymore. Yeah, that push into tunnels obviously proving to be a big part of it. That information, getting those kills, and that round going to LDLC. But now it's going to be, interestingly, an op for Stonda and a scout for Sartre. Yuho has an AK-47. Sunny with a B250 and Alu. No, Sunny with a Tech 9 and Alu with a B250. So limited equipment for defense. They use them. They have long control once again. But look at this. From the CTs, they're coming in. Uh-oh.
Yuho, though, again, he's got the entry potential. It's 2. Body forced to leave B. They're on the rotate already, but he's not necessarily committed to this long position just yet. Alu low on HP, looks like he's going to sacrifice himself, but as he does that, it's a coagulation of CTs in middle as they try and plot together and negate damage, and they're going to go hunting as well.
Yeah, they are. They're going to be catwalking out, so it's going to be a fast retake before the bomb goes down.
Oh, no. It actually, I think, bounced off his teammate, so that Molotov's going to slow them further, make things worse for the CTs. As again, it was going to be a straight-up brawl. Still, though, 4 remain. Now we get a kill. Toinu with the first one. The scout
is trying to do. Response does. Finally, Zarda gets a kill, but bomb's not yet planted. Now they get a chance as it's just Leppänen. Let's not rule him out, though. He's had a very solid half so far. And he's not going to make this one work. It's going to be 8-7 in favor of the Finns at the end of the first half.
Yep, another round where the Finns utilized that long spawn. Notice that it's empty. LDLC was actually pushing in middle, and there you go. It ends a bit of a scrappy round in the end, and back and forth, very back and forth first half, something we probably expected to. It's not going to be an easy walk in the park for either of these two teams.
And that's, I mean, again, we talked about the storyline that's been the struggles on the CT side, especially closing things out. And they've had a 13-round win on T side, a 12-round win on T side, still struggle on that 15th round. Now they're starting from 8.
Yep.
And so this is the first full challenge and full test they're going to have on this Dust 2 CT side.
Yep. Let's look at the buy from LDLC White. They have bought 2 smokes and 4 flashes. So 2 sets of nades. Look at this push from the CTs. They're going to get some information early in the middle. Oh, and a lot of damage dealt to Yuho and Sunny. They're both down to very low HP. Sure things off. Not a great start for Ence this round.
I guess in some fortune they didn't have a nade that they could lob up there because that would have been 2 men down already.
Yeah.
Remember, first pistol went to LDLC. It was an eco immediately after to give Ence the chance to get a run. And this time they're already back-footed. However, a nade goes out and Leppänen with no armor goes down to 37. They follow that up. It's body at the hands of Alu to drop. Now it's Zarda in the window, but Devil, there's the push. There's that one man inside the tunnels that creates such a difference, that distraction play. And now as the bomb's planted, it's Alu and Devil. They meet each other quickly. A little bit of an awkward duel, but Devil's going to win that one. As it sits to 3-on-3, and again, those 2 low HP players really are a factor in this now.
Yeah.
Or are they? Yuho, great shot against Devil. And it's barely the difference because Fuchs is low as well. And as you were about to say, absolutely you still have the kit. So there's a chance here. They forced Fuchs out. They've forced them out of the B site despite that the bomb is down. And if they can try and cover off choke points, it could work out for them. They don't have, actually, they have decoy, but not anything of significant value to hold them. The window duel, it goes on. It's Toinu to follow up on a trade potential, but they may not even need to go that far. They stumble over each other. They get in each other's way, but Toinu holds it together.
Yeah. It was close, but no cigar in that retake, making it into a 2-on-2 in that situation. So, I mean, it was a tough situation to start off with. 2 players going really low in the very early days of that round. The second pistol going to LDLC. But, like you mentioned, Ence did win the second round in that first half, so they have that going for them. This time around, though, they're not going to be forcing into this. It's going to be a bit of a push in a tunnel from LDLC, but they're not going to rush in because there's a smoke from the CTs. Block LDLC into tunnels where they have 3 players. 1 is watching long, and 1 is going to be around middle with that scout.
We'll see if that scout can find anything for them. Again, it was an eco win in the first half that allowed Ence to get things rolling. That's a bit awkward as it bumps into each other. Yeah, all right. All right, Natu. You want to get on that boat as well?
As well. I mean, everyone's on that boat.
That boat is sinking. Don't get on that boat. If you value your life, do not get on the NA boat. But Zarda is sitting on the boxes, going to try and catch them off guard. No kills so far. Now he's got one Alu as well. But it's immediately traded because the guns still have the advantage at long range. Body, SMG, and speaking of the chances for him, it's low HP on Standa as well. And unfortunately, although the ammo runs out for Body, Yuho's not in a position to capitalize. Devil again on the alert. This guy is channeling Happy, his countrymen, because that's another good round from him. And it's going to be 9 now for LDLC as they snap the lead away.
Yep, 2 kills for Ence in that one. So a bit of economical damage to LDLC done, but still going to be in this with a Max 10, a Scout, and 3 AKs. Ence, on the other hand, has upgraded some pistols, but no further investments into round number 18.
AK line things up. It's Devil again. 3 quick kills for him. Body gets one on the offside. Fuchs walks in. Zarda goes down very quick, but the good news is we can get that out of the way. We can get the easy, quick rounds over with. We can get the guns out now as well.
Yeah, let's get the fun started. It's going to be interesting. How does now LDLC has long spawns? Are they going to be utilizing this? Do they have that in them? Because when you have it, you should usually just use it, especially when you have something like Body there as first. It's going to have a Max 10. The looks of things, it seems like it's going to be going in there. Heavy push from the French side.
Body walks backwards, so he gets the correct flash. Brilliant play, and he's got an M4 to work with. Toinu, this is brilliant from LDLC.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way that could have gone any better. If you rush in too long, you have a Mac 10, and he gets 2 kills right away. It's a lot of money in the bank, and a lot of money away from Ence. Perfect round for them so far. I mean, losing one player, losing a second one. Hard is going to be chiming into this, but Devil is in prime position right now.
Good read, though. However, there's the fun end there because he's only got 19 HP left to work with. He fancies his chances. He's feeling confident right now.
Yep.
No kid as well, but again, that extra 5 seconds could start to be a factor. Body waiting, spotting though, and another flash, and Body capitalizes. A big round for him. 4 kills overall. Started with the SMG as well, so big money and a gun picked up.
Yep, I may have jinxed it for Ence because I asked myself sort of if LDLC is going to be utilizing that long spawn, and they definitely did. Body, again, actually has that spawn, and he really used that to fullest of its extent.
Not going to do it twice in a row, but pistols and a scout against them. Yuho is going to get confronted. The flash timing is very good from LDLC again, but it's traded. Sunny and Yuho each able to pick up a kill, and they have the advantage. As Sunny as well grabs the AK-47. Fook, poor smoke, it has to be said, but Fook's able to take down Stonda. Sunny's dead as well. Things start to fall apart on this. Did have potential with the early advantage of an eco round, but we'll get guns again in the next one, but it starts to get a lot more dire, a lot more crucial as LDLC White's going to find themselves on 12 rounds fairly early on. Zarda trying to find a way to jump up and take down the player on the site. That's not going to happen.
Yep, Alu with this AK-47 is going to try and save it. If he's going to manage or not, it's a totally different question. It seems that the T's are so far away from him, though, that he should be fine with this rusty AK-47 of his. This next round is going to be key for Ence for sure, and this comeback is going to happen. It's going to start happening now. Ooh.
Reverberation.
Yeah, never good.
Thankfully, it was on the PA and not in our ears as well, because that would have just been like rip ears instantly.
Yeah. Done for. Done for.
And then I'd like overreact, roll backwards, fall off the back of the stage. Dead now, of course.
Body again with that long spawn. He's gonna be getting that up. He's gonna go for a pick, and he gets it on Sunny too.
That's a big loss early. Not only that, it forces Yuho to now be the anchor, and Stonda's on his own. They're pushing. Stonda's done this before, but he's gonna have to come up large. First one success, Devil down. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. He's still got a large task, tries to flash himself in, and they manage to get toward quad, which now becomes a problem because they push further with a smoke on the site, a flash as well. Stonda needs to have faith in Yuho, put his attention all firmly on the site and let Yuho anchor, but instead, they play the retake game. And this is now where the rotations come into play as Alu and Zarda are going to work from lower. It's going to be planted for Cat. Toinu's got position on that, but Nathan, he's still holding the corner. It's a trade, but it still favors Toinu, who manages to take down Alu. Stonda, no, gone as well. They've managed to claw back into it. Body late, he does get taken down, but it's Zarda left against 2. He's got a kit this time. Fuchs is going to lurk down below. They've passed each other. Little do they know it yet. Now he's going to hear him, sees him, spots him as well. I'm sure he spotted him in the return. That Molotov, though, is it going to bounce far enough? Is it going to make it? He's got the kit on this! And he does get it! He burns after! It's 5.5 seconds to burn someone alive and 5 for the defuse. He held it.
That's balls of steel, eh? Defusing on the Molotov and makes it happen. Defuses right before he goes down in the flames. But money is not going to be a friend of the
man,
flames.
that is close. That is literally about as close as it can get.
I mean, that was the only option he really had. Great.
And I'm sure that the guy in Catwalk thought, all right, that'll do it. I'm not going to peek. So that was as spot on as it could be. And what a lifeline for Ence to be given. However,
through the smoke.
Every single round so far, it's been LDLC with the early pick.
Yep, that is true. And now they're coming through middle as well. It's going to be a B split coming in. And a lot of pressure in the lone player in B. That's Alu.
But now things shift slightly for a moment. Alu with 1, but Toinu holding again. They're able to just walk into this B site. It starts to become an issue. It starts to become a question on how they respond.
Yeah. This so far has just been great reactional play from LDLC, utilizing spawns, and when they get the entries, they'll just go with that flow. When they've noticed there's people on long, they're going to push Cat. just going in straight in, and now again they get a kill through the smoke. They just run a B split right after, so that's all just reaction to the circumstances that they managed to create themselves, and they're utilizing that to the fullest extent. So this is looking tough for Ence at this point in map 1. As I mentioned earlier, money is definitely not in their favor, so it's almost a bit of a gamble territory for them in terms of investment. I think they will probably go into the next round by buying. And this definitely is the time for the crowd to come into play and help the local team.
Dust 2 is Ence's map choice. They've won it twice this weekend, but right now, by far their toughest challenge. And it has to be said that LDLC's just change of pace, how quickly they're playing is absolutely paying off. Again, we saw a very fast approach on the B site. Pistols, a rifle, and the M4 for Yuho, and an op for Alu this time. It's not going to be Stonda, so he has elected that he would like to try his hand back on the weapon he's known for. Smoke now out on mid. Body, Fuchs, and Devil. Again, though, they had these spawns. They're already in that corridor, and it's going to be a desperate play just to get control of it back as Stonda goes down. They swap that back after that initial spawn. It was just for Alu to get the pick, and unfortunately, despite one kill from Yuho, it's going to be another site giving up another bomb that's sure to be planted any second for, in fact, it's happening right now for LDLC.
Yep, again, great reaction from them. They got that A site under control, and it's going to be a 3-on-4 free take situation. Only an N4 and Yuho. Nothing else on either of the two players, but Sunny does pick up an op right now. Is that going to be any help? Is the question.
So Devil looking for the shot of Catwalk, but all it really does is push it back into Methend. It's Sunny left, and he's got an op. He's got to run. And he's not even going to make it. Devil finds him, and it's Devil and Body. 21-18, absolutely impactful with that ability, but Devil and Body on 22 and 21 that have just been spot on in timings all this game.
Oh, yeah. They have played it perfect so far in the second half. Just losing one round. And right now, they're looking to put this game, this map, into map point. And so you can see it's going to be a bit of a mixed bag of a buy for Ence, but they really have to do it if they want to have a chance of winning this map without overtime. Oh my.
That's... oh, could have been interesting.
I thought that would make more damage, but I guess not. Counter-Strike or CSGO.
Yuho, Alu, Boost made both with pistols. It works. They push through. The flash doesn't catch them off fast enough, and Yuho is able to get it. They've dropped Alu down, and Yuho's going to bail back into the CT, but this now gives them the first pick, oddly enough, with pistols, something that we've talked about being an issue. Fuchs wants to push. Fuchs wants to push, but he's going to go down. The jump shot from the Meg 7, and it's going to favor now Ence as they've got a two-man advantage. A smoke as well, and things get hectic. Toinu wants in. Devil finds a kill with the op, but Toinu's got an AK. And he already got to quad. Good shot from Yuho. Gets around the corner as well, and they haven't dealt with Stonda, who manages the jump with the mag.
Yeah, that mag 7 in that position. I mean, there's a bunch of players that make that work in there. Stonda definitely does make that work. That's a big key around here to come in, but LDLC with still a lot of bank to work with. A 14-10 lead. Now, this is the moment where LDLC needs to finally break through, and if they're going to manage to actually finalize the game, that's the question, because that's been the big problem they've had so far. Well, through this weekend, and also PGL Minor. So, are the old tenants going to be coming into play once again for them?
14-10, Ence with a big round to win on the back of Stonda. Well, they would have had no money and facing map points on map number 1. Fairly default setup right now from Ence. Stonda's going to be the man that comes under threat again, but right now they want to evaluate middle. Double smoke left as well. They push to CT, boost above, and that gives Mathend the vision toward that A slope. And with that, if he just anchors from there, they can try and push on to B and cut off rotations. He's just going to make sure as well, though, that he doesn't get spotted up from that B window. So
that is an interesting boost.
Timing's everything. Now he can hold it. Now he watches the rotations, and here they go. The execution. And they're actually going to use it, much like we talked about, with an extra player from that tunnel, so they need to make sure they hold on. Zarda's got to come up big. He's down. This puts so much pressure, unfortunately, onto Alu, who manages only one kill. They've got good damage onto Toinu, but those rotations, they were cut off. That was very well done and executed, I have to say, by LDLC as Yuho. 1 versus 3, and he needs this clutch, and there's going to be no money. It's going to be that point for LDLC White.
Yeah, I mean, the excuse for LDLC just being on spot on right now and just winning the right duels, to be honest with you. Putting players into awkward situations, and Alu obviously being who wanted that B bomb site. So They needed to be able to deny entry from one of the two sides, either middle or be tunnels, but not really managing to do either. Putting Alan in a situation where he couldn't capitalize and kills coming in the middle, but Sunny is going to start out with a scout headshot. It's not too bad. Makes it a 5-on-4 in favor of the Finns, but look at this long push. It's going to be fast. It's going to be furious from the French side.
And this is one of the things that's been a key to their success, so they have to fade away. They have to pull those guns back, and Stonda going down already is going to hurt significantly. It's still 4 versus 4, but they've given up a plant already.
Yeah, it seems to be a game plan for the French right now. They're just going to be playing a fast game. It's gone really well for them so far. It's good flank from Devil, working out from.
Either way, though, we are going to watch Fuchs get one trade. Zarda not done just yet. Body as well is still on the goose, but it's going to be at the end of it. Zarda can't get forward. 16-10, the French team will take map number 1. And that, of course, Ence's map. Unbeaten on it throughout the weekend, but it was the same issue. They couldn't get that T-side lead, and CT, it let them down slightly in the end.
Yeah, I mean, like I pointed out, there was a lot of plays where the LDLC utilized spawns and they got the picks and then they reacted to what they saw. And that's one of those features of the map does too, really. When you have, like, when you do that right, when you have the right calls at the right times, you get this train moving that it's really hard to stop. And a similar thing happened to Ence previously as well on that map. I can't remember which match it was, but they've had the same issue on that map previously.
Well, we'll see if it comes together in a better fashion and more fruition on Cash, because that's the next map. Again, LDLC's choice. Well, Knife for Sides again is a little bit more of an advantage to start CT on that map. I know Nip has gone the other way, and I know Nip has done it early in tournaments when people aren't warmed up, and I know TSM has done it because they just favor their T side on it, but it's normally the tradition to start CT, and they're going to have to start strong. We'll take about a 10-minute break, let the teams compose themselves, go outside, get some fresh air. I imagine not a lot of people in the auditorium are going to move, because if you do, you'll probably lose your seat, but we'll be right back in a minute, guys.
Counter-terrorists win.
Jäisikö tähän jo? Tiedätkö nyt tällä hetkellä, kun ei oo matsia, ne rekordaa. Tiedätkö, mä muistan, koska mä yksi tuossa Joona alkoi pistää sinne musaa tuohon mikkiin. Ja se tuli niin nonchalantti. Jonnet pois. Ainakin me päästiin eteenpäin. Mä ainakin esitän istumaan. Rohve. En mä usko, että niin. Mä ainakin esitän tähän oikeesti. Peli alkaa sitten vaan.
Counter-terrorists win.
Sota.
Älä nyt koko pulloa.
Tiedätkö mitä me kun laitun Sadokistiin?
En miksi se tekee tällaiset, että neliöä, niin se. Miksi ne vaan tee niinku tehdä tällaiset, että se menisi niinku tolleen tonnilla. Joo, kaarimaista.
Counter-terrorists win.
Ropa jätsä istuu. Mä ainakin joo.
Counter-terrorists win.
Meillä tähän istuu.
Hetkinen, ai tuo on tuolla.
Haittaa se.
Terrorists win.
Well, guys, it's time to get behind the Finnish team once more because they're going to need support. It's down a map, the first map they lose in this tournament, and it's in the final, and now they go up against their opposition, LDLC White, on their choice of map. It's Cash, which is we have not seen all weekend, Natu. It's hard to read what exactly we might expect from either team.
That is very true. I mean, LDLC really came into this prepared. They played really well. I suppose that T side was a great showing from them. Playing, you could say, with instinct, really, and like utilizing their spawns really well, sensing when they need to be aggressive, and utilize that. And look at this. Ence wins the knife round, and they opt to go on the T side.
Wow. All right. Alu taking it from Nip's book, maybe. I'm not sure if that's advised.
I was going to say that, but then again, like I said, they've had some good T-sides recently on this map, and they have a really efficient mid-take, so not too worried initially. If they get a good start going on, this could turn out to be a great choice for them. But we are going to map 2, boys and girls, so let's get some noise into this crowd. Come on. There we go. There we go. They're here. They're ready.
All right. They can wake up throughout the game. We'll get them louder once some kills come in. But I think one of the things you have to watch is that Body actually showed up to his potential in that last game, and with Devil firing as well, this gets to be very interesting. Body was very, very good with timings and flashes, so see if they can find a way to stop that. Meanwhile, though, as you mentioned, they're starting on the T side by election.
Yep.
And it's Yuho already that's putting pressure. Boosted up. Nade's going to do some damage, down to 71. One of the talking points was how much pressure the French side would put in mid on their CT side. Well, right now in this pistol round, at least, it's 3 members, including one in vent for a quick swing to B, and it's going to be all the kills going the way. 3 straight pistols go the way of the French, 2 of them without a single kill going the way of Ence, and that's a problem because they've been very good on their pistol rounds this tournament.
Yeah, I agree. Just a double stack on that, around that quad area, on A obviously being a huge problem with 3 of the Ence players coming through the door. Not a single kill, like you pointed out. 2 Ence in that pistol. And as we can see right now, the Finns are gonna go for force in this Stonda without an armor, but he's also upgraded to P250. Everyone else fully invested in this.
The Eagle, Yuho takes down 22, but they still don't have possession of that part of the map, and he somehow didn't spot Devil pushing up, so it's going to be traded immediately and no response. Devil goes back for more oddly now for the second flashbang.
Be ready for this stuff because I feel like this is going to be more where this came from. But Sardin takes that kill on Devil, but it's only going to be folks here on that 8 side. He's only got an MP7. A lot of T's coming his way. Question is, can he do anything? Alu gets that kill. Advantage to the Finns in this situation.
Can they start map 1, or rather map 2 like map 1 started with an eco to respond against the pistol? It has to be said, though, you're right. They've got to be ready for this calculated aggression, these pop flashes to come in, because we've seen that really absolutely deter and devastate Ence in multiple situations, though. But they're buying time right now. They still haven't found a way in. We're watching Body, and he's still hesitant because he knows the situation. Smoke will cover off the problem out toward A main, and it gives them the 1 kill, P90 in hand as well. But the low HP for Zarda, he's going to be found. It's still traded by Sunny, who can bait the time, but he's been spotted. He knows he's in the corner. It's still going to matter, though. He nails it.
There you have it.
The Deagle holds on, and it will be another eco to start off map number 2.
That no respect play from Devil actually ends up being a problem for his team because it goes down and then another kill on A2. The second A player going down, that's the bomb site lost, and Ence manages to win that afterplan situation. Sunny in a 1-on-2 essentially in the end of it, and it's going to be 1-1 and a force buy from the French side too. So the Finns got to be ready for this as well. Seems like it's going to be a middle push here from Devil. Again, a lot of aggression from the CTs. Can't blame them. It worked really well on their T-side dust too, and they really feel like they want to rattle with the Finns considering they won that first map. So I think it's a good tactic when it comes to psychological side of things. Things slow down as it's 1 minute and 20 left in this round.
And Stonda is waiting this time just in case. Zarda evaluating what's going on at B as he uses the scout at long range from that window room. I wouldn't be surprised if we even saw stuff. I think they're being quite clever and creative on LDLC, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a window room boost from them at some point in time from their CT side. They give me that impression with the way they're trying to be creative on some of these peaks. They are going to go stack B late, though. That's all due to a single smoke. Give them that thought, and this works out well because Ence is about to walk into an empty A site.
Yeah, timing couldn't be better for the Finns at this point. They're using a lot of everyone else, but Alu is going to be A main. Alu opens the door. It's going to be spotting that truck. forklifts, to be more precise. They're going to be utilizing these Molotovs to flush out potential CTs. 3 Molotovs, actually. That's always a good strategy. Against in an anti-eco, or against a force white, to try and get those possible CTs off of those corners with those Molotovs. So, something for people to learn, really, when they're playing in these rounds. Perfectly for Ence, nobody of LDLC obviously being on that side, and they're actually LDLC pushing now into the garage to middle.
Well, they looked like they were going to stick as a stampede, but they've actually split, so I don't think they're going to go for anything. Just set up so they can trade potentially on exits.
I mean, it's going to give them another round with upgraded pistols and some armors if they manage to keep all
Ooh, this is clever. Look where they've boosted
Yeah.
Devil right now.
Yeah.
So if they hunt, Devil's in a prime position to catch them off as they walk in.
Yeah.
This is like straight pub strat, but it might work out in this case. They're not going to go that far yet. Yuho's low HP, so they'll stop the pursuit. And this should end. Okay, well, there's 1 kill at least on Fuchs, but with everyone else alive at this point in time.
So that's going to give a better chance to LDLC in this round because, you know, there's going to be those armor and the operated pistols. Don't need to make any additional investments in the round number 4 of this half. Instead, they will have armors and pistols. So yeah, made sense since they made the wrong call there. Trading to be obviously have to gamble in that situation. You can't really blame them from doing that decision because it could have paid off handsomely if Ence happened to go to B. But it turns out they went to A, and it works out great for Ence. This time though, there's a 4-man stack from the front side on this A site. Just one in B.
Let's see if it's red. Standa now with the SMG, along with Yuho and Halu, who have the UMP, to be more specific. And there is 4 sets of armor, including that, including helmet armor. I don't know where I was going with that, but including helmet armor. So the UMP is actually going to be a pretty significant SMG to have.
And now, look at this. LDLC's pushed A main. Devil once again all the way in here. Fuchs was with him, but he's falling back. It's going to be a bit of a stack towards that B bombs at him. Seems like, though, it's going to be Devil here behind this box. Is he going to be able to utilize this position is a question right now. He does not get a kill. Yuho gets it. It's now going to be 2 of the LDLC players still here on this site, though, as the rest of them are coming in as well.
Well, it's going to be another trade kill going the way of Stonda, but Toinu still manages to find a kill and keep it into at least a contendable situation, but Body doesn't have the HP. Toinu down, and it's going to be 3-1. A little extra bomb money for the planter, but it's going to be guns back up this time for the CTs. And this is where Ence, unlike on Dust 2, have the chance to punt the economy because they can reset them again and start to stretch theirs significantly.
Yeah, so you can see there's not going to be an option play for LDLC at this point. They don't have no Molotovs either. And no significant lead. There's not going to be a single defuse kit on this team either, so after plans are going to be an issue if it goes down to that. See, they're 5 seconds, it's going to take 10 seconds. And look at this, it's going to be that mid take from Ence. They have mid control, LDLC has given it up, so that does lead to a lot of opportunities for the teams to have this situation. Look at Devil again, he just keeps pushing this A main relentlessly. Now, this is something, a tendency that
Yeah, they got to read.
they gotta get into this. Seriously, like it's happened every single round, basically. No matter if it's been anti-eco and eco or a buy round, so gotta be ready for this.
Sunny, Yuho, Standa, Alu.
Mathen, by the way, is pushed up. Look at where it is right now.
Yeah, that's actually a really good spot to be because it gives so much information on B. Toinu's just watching Vent because it's the only other possibility into that site, but they can start to lead off toward A otherwise, and Devil's got good position there, so it's a very forward stance. They may not put mid pressure. This was actually something I talked about, and if there was going to be mid pressure or not, but they're taking it everywhere else right now on LDLC's side. Devil, 3 kills already, low HP on Sunny, and that's going to allow him to get the 3rd one. Finally, Alu gets the kill, but at this point in time, with 38 seconds and 4 players still to go against him, a big ask for him to walk in toward this A side, and Fuchs going to be waiting out toward NBK. The fence takes the shot. It's going to drop him down 3-2 now. And as I said, that was the chance to punt the economy. They'll still be able to buy, but the French side get at least 1 more going to the next round with 4 up as well, which is very important to note.
Devil being the man of the hour, like we said before this final 2, he's been the MVP of this team, for me at least, and he is already at 8-0-3 when it's round number 6, and again, multiple kills for him, and a lot of aggression in that A main. This is a tendency that Ence needs to be aware of now. They need to spot this, to not get got off by it anymore. This time though, there's going to be mid control from LDLC. differentiating from the previous rounds. Up close with 2 players, one in the vents and one right under that boost spot. So if there's a mid-take, there's going to be a battle coming in. But as it seems right now, Stonda gets that big on Devil. That's going to help. Again, another push from Devil, by the way, but this time gets penalized for that.
Alu opening the door. He's lurked in this position before when they try and get this. The problem is they've never really had a control to work, or a main control rather, to make this work. And Fuchs now catches one off. First time they push middle, and again, LDLC continuing to be a revolving door in so many ways. They're just changing every default, I guess you can't really call it a default in that sense, but every setup they've got on CT to try and find an advantage, to find a pick early on. It brings it back to 4 versus 4. Toinu in one, out the other. It's Sunny with the response kill. And now with the smoke to cover off the car on highway, they can start to push into the site, but Fuchs in through that smoke still finds Sunny. And Zarda's gonna have to try and go for this default plant, and I believe the Molotov's been thrown from truck. That lands in exactly the default position, but Stonda catches Matt Ben pushing forward, and Zarda's managed to get away. So they keep 2 alive, and that's crucial to try and shut down Fuchs. Shot from Stonda doesn't land. Eden 4 in a good position. Now the AWP's up close. He's got a switch, but he can't get in time for body use come over the top.
Yeah, a crucial 2-on-2 win for our body, and his teammate there for LDLC, bringing it into 3-3 situation there. Good entry. The numbers were equal when that bomb went down. And there you have it. LDLC is going to bring it back a 3-2 situation, and now Ence has to make a decision of whether to save at this point. They're going to be upgrading some pistols. It's going to be a bit of a tech man buy here, but so that they will have money to buy in the following run too. They will have 2 flashes and the smoke to work with, so that suggests that they're going to be going for some kind of an execute into this round. It seems like it's going to be towards this A side, which only Toino is the only one around here. But as I say that, 2 CTs are going to be in that kind of area too.
Oh, that Molotov. It's so powerful because it goes through the door, so they have to commit. Look at the HP. Not even in the site yet. No one's got more than 25. They still manage kills, though. Alu with 2. Toinu's gonna burn Stonda alive, so really good use of utility on this anti-eco, but Alu's picked up an AWP. He's got a shot, he's got 2! Body goes down, and they win the round on that. Alu, what an emphatic possession to take over that A site. 4 kills go his way.
Yeah, and thinking of the HP that ends that left in that round when they got in that bomb site due to that Molotov thrown by Devil, I think it was. Alu, big plays when it was needed, really just helping his teammates out a lot in that one, picking up those kills with that op that they picked up. Crowd is getting into it.
Well, no reason not to after an incredible round like that. Double boost, and Stonda's gonna go quick. They've already got one up the inside of the smokes in mid as well. 2 and B, no one in the vents this time to help control that. And again, this is the passive aggression French style. We see it even when Titan with Apex. In that era, he would just be a single rifler in mid, so it's not uncommon to see this loose style.
And again,
but they need to exploit it. They need to not give up the first pick and finally be able to commit and pinch onto a bomb site.
And once again, Devil in an unorthodox position here in door, pushed up. But as we can see right now, not a lot of presence from the CTs on that A side, but Body opens up on U-Hole and on Stonda. Great start for LDLC, but Alu comes into play now. It's going to be a 3-on-4 situation, and it's going to favor the CTs of LDLC.
That's where the trade potential needs to come in from the guys in the B main position. Alu low on HP this time, 19 to work with. They've already rotated as well, 3 players over, and that's all in the back that Devil, again, has a very, very good position, and these pistols become a serious threat. As Ence walks back over, Alu's the one evaluating this too, so keep in mind he's low, very, very low, and thankfully he goes through mid instead of walking into that position where he surely would have dropped down. And the question is now, does he go highway? Because this would be perfect. That's literally the one passage into A without getting caught.
Yeah. Sonny's going to be the only one actually charted also. It's going to be the vent. So still undecided on what's going on. Only 20 seconds on the clock pretty much, so they have to make a choice. It seems like a choice is going to be B site where LDLC has 1 player on the site, 1 on upper and 1 on lower.
And Zarda had already committed dropping out of the vent, so they had to go. He couldn't run back to Alu. He couldn't make it to A, but he's got to the site. He's at least got 1 kill. He's blinded up, though. Bomb's down. 8 seconds. That's the round. Bethen just not need to peek right now. And Devil as well. That's it. It's over. They can fight this battle all they want, but it's the done. It's going to be the French with the 4th.
Yep, works out in the end. Just too much time spent there. Situation was a forced buy from LDLC, and it works out for them. Body with those 2 entry kills playing a huge part, utilizing a FAMAS very well indeed. Now, Ence is going to be able to buy in this round as well. They have a Deagle, Tech 9, but then an AWP and 2 AKs and a bunch of nades, so still okay buy. could really make a huge difference in this half, actually, depending on who wins this. Or who loses this, rather. It's going to be on a save. Devil, again, playing with the idea of pushing in somewhere. Playing close the door. Aldo trying to bait it to come in. There he's coming in.
Needs to capitalize. They need to finally control this economy. They need to put LDLC in a position where they can't buy in. If they'd done it on Dust, they might have walked away with the map. They need to do it here. Toinu. He hits the shot before the smoke plumes and Yuho goes down. That's your primary entry fragger as well. Keep in mind as he's going to follow that up on Alu. And he's still shuffling. The smoke starts to actually favor him in this situation because there's no way to get a trade kill. There's no vision. So bomb in place, late Molotov, but low HP on Stonda. They've lost Sunny, and it's gonna have to be Zarda going in. He tries to go for the spray transfer, can't land it on the second player, and Body's able to hold on. And they know where Stonda is. They know he's at quad. They're gonna try and find the angle, and they will.
Yep. Numbers on LDLC's side, and then the retake too. Zarda really needed to connect on those bullets when he was pushing that forklift, but unable to get more than one kill. And the situation goes in the favor of LDLC, and they're gonna be putting themselves on front of this.
I think I hear some bitter Arctic fans over there. I'm not 100% sure, but I thought I might have.
Okay.
Either way, they need to respond. I mean, going back onto these pistols again. The CT side's not been convincing for Ence so far this weekend. So,
yeah.
Double op as well for Toinu. Now, if you win this eco, this is the one to win because they've invested so much into that. It literally turns it completely back the other way. Methen's going to be holding one of them, and he finds a great shot onto Ali very quickly.
Yep.
As they walk forward, Methen and Body back of the site. Nade goes out. Methen's able to line up. 2 quick kills. It's collateral for him. Body closes on Zarda, and it's going to be perfect. It's going to keep everyone alive. So the investment will go into the next round and start to build the bank as well.
Yep. Still money on Ence, though. Saving enough so they can buy into this one. There's going to be 8Ks for everyone else, but Stonda is going to go on that glass cannon op. They've got 3 smokes and 3 Molotovs, a couple of flashes, so not that much grenades to work with. So they cannot waste grenades without committing to something, because then they're going to be in a lot of trouble once they are trying to attack the side, because they won't have anything to go by. Now, let's see how LDLC is going to work this round, because it seems like they haven't pushed B. It's a lot of dynamic plays from them. I have to give it up to them. They really have utilized the room in the map that they have been given, really. A lot of map control once again for the French side. A lot of information together with it.
And now that LDLC White has established a sort of dominance, a precedence for that aggression, they're starting to play this a lot more passive. Body's going to anchor that mid position with just the M4. Smoke off. Now, this is literally out of Apex's playbook, because now instead of rotating through that smoke or pushing through that smoke, he just gets out of there. He just goes back to A. And if he wants or elects to, he can go highway, but Yuho is going to try and take that instead. He's got the AK in his hands, but Methen catches him in the act, and there goes your pinch play. It still has a chance to be followed up. Sunny looks for the shot, finds... Oh, unfortunately, Methen not looking, but that was a missed opportunity. A massive blunder, because now Methen's got 3 in the round, and him silenced was a chance to walk in. His Body to close it up. Not done just yet, as Alu has a say in it, but Devil's going to close him at 7-4.
Yeah, that Molotov, the door really blocking off the players, and Methen obviously catching people with that op from that car position. The T's that were coming out from connector playing a huge part into this. It has to be said, LDLC right now being super dynamic in their CT. They're pushing their luck, put it that way. And Ence is just not being ready for it. They are just, I mean, obviously you could say, for example, the previous round pushing B, because there was no presence from Ence around that area. Got slightly lucky there, but you earn your luck too, so has to be said.
I thought we were about to see a default setup on A, but I was going to say I don't know what they're setting up for.
Surprise, surprise, where's Devil?
Absolutely. Another position for him to try and anchor down aggressively. He's definitely setting a standard. Spot it, drop back. Now this is when you need to open that door. You need to open it and catch him in transition. And Zarda's a little bit late to do it. Devil pays him for it. As soon as that door opens, Yuho's in his line of sight. And Toinu's going to get Alu inside A main. There's not going to be much of an entry in this round, I'm afraid. Because they've got position and they've got the weapons.
Yep. A lot going on for the Finns at that point. Not a single kill even. Now they have the money to buy and really need to start picking up these rounds. But like I said, it's been a great half for LDLC so far. They've really been dynamic, a lot of aggression. it's paid off. Devil, especially, being the biggest pusher, really. A lot of aggression from him.
Oh, look at this push again from Devil. Again, oh, didn't see him though at B. They can actually get caught out right now. He turns back spot Sunny, but now he's gonna get traded. That's a very aggressive and early trade to give up, but they're boosted Fuchs. He actually gets spotted through the edge of that truck, so Yuho sitting that far back is able to get that kill. Stonda's also anchoring a main, so they're trying to keep control of the map, but LDLC is just being relentless about pushing into various areas, and it almost seems random. Obviously, from their side, it's communicated, but it's not. It's very hard to read at this point.
No, yeah, there's a huge difference between like things that haven't been discussed or decided upon. They've definitely have decided these. They've done them. It's been working out great for them. Fuchs is going to be the only guy here in the middle, though we have Body Advance too. He can help him out. Seems like Ence is playing with the idea of going middle, and it's here, but Body's going to get him. He's going to fall off from that vent. There's going to be two guys in this vent room, and Body again with 2K. And a huge part in this.
And the big problem is that even with the round loss bonus, no bomb plant's going to leave them extremely tight for the next round as well. Stonda versus 4. And he's got his AWP. I'm sure that he would love to hang on to in this case, but he's actually going to try and be sort of passive-aggressive.
Now actually see him, Leppänen is taking a bit of charge there, walking with Aloe, so maybe he has an idea of what to do at this point.
Stonda sits at the spools. Twainew's actually got an indication that he might be working back in toward that A site. 10 seconds to go, plus the freeze time, or the post-round time. So there's about, at this point, 7 to 8 seconds that Stonda still needs to survive. And they're not going to push him. He should be able to get away with this.
Which he will too. Pretty sure we're going to have a buy here from them, so it makes sense with that AWP being saved by Stonda. There you have it, Sunny already has made a purchase. And the problem for them right now is the fact that they will not have a ton of grenades to work with, just 2 smokes, 3 flashes. So a lot of this is gonna come down to them just hitting shots, making plays early, but that early Molotov into the boost is gonna deny that initial boost. So they'll have to wait for the Molotov to disappear. And now the boost comes in.
Devil finding that position again, though, is going to make it work. LDLC, they're just absolutely taking the piss right now to Ence, and another round that they're going to lock this out. Stonda finally getting a kill, but it's immediately traded by the op at quad, which they've never even been able to distill. They haven't run a default wall of smokes, and even if they had, you still have to contend with Devil. So there's a really good play going on from LDLC. It has to be said, this is quite coordinated. And they know that Alu now, as the last man alive, is stuck inside that doorway. 1 versus 4, bomb down inside a main. And they'll push forward again. In fact, even try and get creative, Toinu, and hope that he lines that up correctly.
Alu's juggling with the weapons.
Well, he gets the first kill at least. If they get a little bit overzealous, he may get gifted one more. He's still got 45 seconds, so they need to make sure they're at least smart about this, LDLC. And Toinu's going to spray into that. Ooh, gives up at the moment that he finally will peek Alu, and not landing that shot on Body, putting him on low HP. Means that Toinu can come back into position. If he'd won that one-on-one, and the second player so far away from this is now lurking and going for the flank, it might have been able to come down to a one-on-one situation, but Bomb, again, still Methen has control of that, and it's really just a matter of time for Alu. And there it is. Toinu's going to find it. 10-4 now, our score.
Yep. Seems like LDLC right now has a lockdown. I mean, they're just getting all the first kills, making it super hard for Ence even getting to the bomb site. But also, even when Ence has gotten into a bomb site, it's been even numbers, but LDLC just been very good at the retakes. So, situation is obviously not great for defense. They had that good string to start things off after winning that force buy, but ever since it's been a tough situation. And Body starts once again. This has just been an ongoing thing throughout this match, really. First kill in the favor of LDLC.
That's a big problem again, as it continues to be the story. Body's going to get forced out by that Molotov, but no one there to punish him when he does run across. So he'll get into a safe position, but then still with the AWP as well as primed and ready if they try and go for the B approach. Interesting little play from Alu. Gets him above. They're not going to spot that, so he will get Fuchs. It's a start. It's something to work for.
If I'm not mistaken, the last round they won as well was that round where he went absolutely nuts. So.
It was indeed.
And Body, though, he's just putting them all into the bags. It's going to be Yuho with the response. It's Standa down to Meth, and it leaves just Yuho, 19 HP. And that pretty much means at this point, the half's going to end, and it's only one gun round, effectively, for Ence in this case. Remember at one point when it was 4-3, they had a chance to break the economy of LDLC White and stretch ahead, and it's just a case of what might have been at this point.
Yeah, an 8 in a row for LDLC there on that CT side. I'm just putting the numbers in 11-4 at these points. A lot of that aggressiveness really, they've just been really spot on with their timings when they were pushed. Body's been playing very well. A lot of entry kills when Ence has been trying to enter those bomb sites, but it's 11-4. Still something they can work with. And that is, so never say never, but it is looking really tough for them. Now let's look at the LDLC's buy at this point. It's going to be 2 sets of nades, 3 armors for them. Everyone else, except for Mathen, is going to be going towards this A side, and as we can see right now, it's a bit of a passive hold from Ence on that A side. It's only going to be Sunny right now who's going to be holding around that car area. Sarda is going to be in the middle, and then we have all the rest of the CTs towards B, and Yuho gets that first kill, but that's the call for LDLC. They know there's 3 towards B, but it's going to be taking over this A site right now. It's going to be a retake for the CTs.
The retake's been done like this in the past on pistol rounds. It's not uncommon to do this, but it's only one kid. It's on Sunny. And this is the pistol round they need. They need to break this trend right now and get one rolling for themselves. It's a trade. Sunny with the second kill. Alu on to 22, and now it starts to look good. They take down Body as well. And they're going to hold this. Sunny with the kit. They just need to protect him, and that shouldn't be too much of an ask, as Devil not in a position to try and take them down. He'll get some kills, but it doesn't matter. Ence has the round already in their name.
Yep, that's a great retake, and they really went together there. That's the main thing, really, and they had a plan. They had an actual execution on that, so that was all a plan for them to have their retake. Because I feel like Cash, A side, you know, one of the most retakeable sides, has to be said. That works out great for Ence. Now it's all about just getting that ball rolling, really, for them. The first pistol round they won in this series, so couldn't have gone in a better time right now, because that was really necessary for them.
Oh, Toinu, though.
Hello.
That Deagle punishing him. Mathen's going to try and do the same. There is a shot lined up at exactly that position, the headshot position, but Zarda's going to actually shuffle. He knows they've got Deagles, and that's actually pretty smart, I have to say, from Zarda, as he catches 2. That's a manning up play if you've needed one, and that's exactly what they have to do. They need to take the fight to LDLC because we know them dictating the pace has been a problem, as it now sits in a 4 versus 3, firmly on the back of those 2 kills.
That was Sarda just growing up here. Making a lot of damage once again. I think his body just took it too. Towards that B bomb set, and now LDLC is falling back. Still, they're actually going now towards this middle. They're probably going to try and go to connector and A, which only has Yuho right now in there.
Well, they've got Alu at least there to support from the truck. It's going to be fairly slow now from LDLC as they try and get some map control. That might actually let Zarda come back into position right now with the FAMAS. Very close quarters right now with Devil. 1-2 lined up. No, he can't get both. It's actually a kill from the Deagle in turn, but Alu turns back from the truck, and it's all down to just the Devil, and he's gone already. 11-6. Small steps, one at a time, but they've got a chance back into this.
Yeah. Now it's going to be interesting to see what is the decision on LDLC. They are going to invest into this, and it's not going to be the best of buys. Has to be said, because there's a Galil in play. There's a Tech 9 right now. It's 2 Galils, 3 Galils, an AK, and a Tech 9. Not entirely sure they need to do this, to be honest with you, but it's the decision they've made, so let's see if it works out. If I'm wrong here, it'll be the best buy they ever made.
Body's going to hold the angle in case anyone gets aggressive on Ence's side, but that's not been their style. They haven't been playing in that same fashion, so it's going to be more standard, I have a feeling, throughout the course of this half. I also feel like mid-pressure is going to be more of an application from Ence in this.
Yeah, seems like Molotov is going to go into that win. But no one from Ence is going to be there, so it's going to go to waste. And right now, LDLC is actually going for that mid-control. Body all the way down in Miller right now, so that suggests to us that possibly a bit of an ace play coming. He's going to be all the way to white box right now. Fuchs gets that first kill. Xarte in B.
It works out to at least give them some momentum with these Galils. Single AK as well.
on this going B now.
Started down though, does weaken things, but Sunny getting at least one. He's dropped down to 56 and cornered off. They can't get him out of there. Fuchs is going to get that kill, and now the rotations have to be swift. Stonda's here, but not in the sight. Yuo's gone as well, and now it looks good for LDLC as they've got a 2-man advantage. Crossed as well with a late smoke, and the retake becomes a huge issue. Both have kits. Alu does have an 8 and 2 flashes to try and utilize, but he's not quite there just yet. He's still rotating over, and he has to be careful of middle. Body's lurking there, but not inside Z. Now Alu's in play, but it's about 30 seconds to go before the explosive device does go off, which means 25 until defuse, and maybe less than that if the reverberation has anything to say about it. But it's going to be Fuchs and Devil that find the kills. Alu only managing 1.
Yep, the buy does work out for them with 3 glows, Tekran, and AK. So, may as well be the best buy they've done so far. In the end.
Just like that, reset as well for the CTs, so we could be looking at 13 rounds for LDLC White.
Yeah. Should get really hairy here for Ence for sure. They don't invest at all except for Alu, who's going to be behind an armor and a P250 into this round. It's like a bit of a B stack from the Finns coming in. It's going to be the only A player. It's going to be Alu. He's going to be behind this door. Bit of a cheeky positioning from him. Same time, the rest of the CTs are going to be stacked into this B site. You already have LDLC taking over middle, so they have information that middle is going to be clear, but now what is the next step they're going to be taking? That is the question mark.
And the stack on the B site might work out if they don't find information fast enough. It's already down to a minute, which, yes, is a lot to work with, but not if you don't have any information at Allen. Alu pushing Devil back means that they might elect to go here. As soon as they drop out of the vents, it's committed. They have to go. Sunny's close up. He'll be the first one to see this, and in they go. AK's out and ready to fire smoke off on CT, but that's not going to lock anyone away. Mind you, they still manage the kills. Methend and Body both getting 1 on entry. Yuho tries but can't line them up, and Stonda's the only one alive to still manage something against them. As Alu finally arrives on rotation, but he's dead, of course, and it means now it's 13 rounds for LDLC White. As money is just still going to be tight, but they have to force. They've got to go now. They've got to get these rounds.
They do. I mean, I don't think there's an option right now. Considering the situation, it's 13-6 for LDLC, so the Finns need to go for this. They have an op on Stonda. They have 3 other rifles and started with a CZ, but right now, LDLC is dictating the play, and they are close to winning this. That's for sure. It has to be said. Now, they need a lot of mental fortitude from the Finns to make this back into this. And just manage to string some rounds together. That's the starting point.
Well, Toinu has already established that A main is in the occupation of the French body as well, and that's the default. You get 1 to the box, face away, pop flash comes in, Body pops up and takes the shot. That's what the standard play is, but Sunny, meanwhile, is going to be in mid right now. Low HP, 19 to work with, and they're going to push it. Did they spot him, though? That's the question. Fuchs looks like he wanted to go. They're going to go above as well. LDLC, they burn him alive. Sunny's down, and Body takes the shot into Zarda. Alu wants his way back down middle, but watch out because he's in the open. That's no man's land. It's a good shot. If he had nailed that second one, that would have been overextending, but getting more than you stood for. Stonda now the last alive. 1 versus 4. Smoke out on Z Connector, and although he spots up the first shot, and only bodes well to give away his position more than anything, and a quick flank from the car gives Devil the kill. 14-6, 2 to go, and the championship goes the way of the French.
Yeah, great mid-take from LDLC there. Got the first kills, and then Al really had to ask her. He had to risk it. He went for it, threw a flash, tried to get multiple kills, only managing to get 1, and eventually stunned the last man standing against 4 CT terrorists, I think. And like you rightfully pointed out, it's gonna be a 14-6 scoreline for LDLC at this point. Ence's buy is gonna be very quasi. Not a lot to go by. It's gonna be upgraded pistols, armors, 1 Max 7. But it's a pretty dire situation for the Finns. Has to be said. Just great play from LDLC so far. I mean, they've just been spot on with their decisions and their play individually.
Stonda's just buying time with that shotgun. We saw a Mag 7 come into so much fruition on Dust 2, but they're going to need something just similar and along those lines here. And Toynu's just sitting back. The French are establishing a presence. They definitely know how to play this map and have a plan coming into this as Fuchs now takes down Sunny.
So many venture kills. It's it's a huge problem. I mean, every single round, no matter which side, it seems like LDLC just managing to get those entries. Not working, but Stone is gonna retaliate on that with that max 7. Seems to be thinking like.
He's gonna try and get the AK instead, but he's down to 31 HP. Toynu likes to fall back off that, having an AWP. Little does he know that he's legged up, because that would be an easy shot with the Tech 9 as well, but a boost on the A site. Tries to get this Deagle in position for Zarda. He can't land it. Now they know there's 2 in that position. They're going to spray through as well, and that does massive damage onto Alu. Left on 58, and the execution comes in, but what is that hesitation? Devil turns back, blocks his teammate. I'm not sure if he's expecting a flash. It slows them slightly. Regardless, they're still going to walk in. Toynu with a kill. Meth then to walk out and lurk middle, cut off rotations, and they're a little bit hesitant due to that smoke on the right. They know Yuho's lurking back there somewhere, and Zarda's actually got him. They turn this around. Like you said, the time becomes a factor because bomb gets dropped. There's only 10 seconds left to play, but Body with that kill should allow the plant. And that would stabilize everything. No, he's not there yet. It's 4 seconds. Did he get there in time? Oh, just barely.
That could turn ugly then, right? Just left alone in 1-on-2, and it's gonna get spotted by Body. It's going to be putting LDLC in championship point, 15-6. Ence is not catching the break, are they? But it has to be said, like I just said previously, I mean, LDLC has been playing very, very well this match.
Absolutely. I don't think that can be taken away from them. Just their precision on aggression on the TT side. I feel like, I mean, we'll discuss it a little more after the game. I feel like, obviously, Ence is looking to try and be more executional, but it's just a young team, and they haven't worked together enough that the timing was just favorable for LDLC. Those plays wouldn't work against a team who's structured and ready for it in quite the same fashion, so.
Now, the thing is, like, with lack of experience playing together, just 4 weeks together, so they have very limited options to fall back on when things are not working out with the style of play that you are doing, so that's one of the issues, really, and just a lack of ability to adjust to situations. So it is a learning experience, and Fuchs is going to start similarly to a lot of rounds in the series, and it's going to get that first kill for LDLC to think matters worse for Ence.
Folks, that Molotov into the vents doesn't quite extend far enough. So it leaves Stonda still here. They're going to expect this to be cleared. Flash, though, does blind them up. The shotgun with the first kill drops down, looks for another shot, but can't land it. And Toynu's going to walk in now toward the B site. There's only one last line of defense set up, and it's going to be Sunny, though, who drops bomb. Now they've got a chance as Sunny with 2 kills on that FAMAS can try and figure out exactly where the rest of them are, but he's low enough, he gets the kill on Body. That surely has to be enough. Toynu, with only 39 HP, has Yuho and Xarda to go against him, but they're split up, and that means it's double 1-on-1s, and it's the pistol first, but Yuho's going to win it with that CZ. And there's a little bit of life in the old dog just yet.
Yeah, big plays from Sunny. I mean, LDLC did expect someone to be pushed up, but still Sunny managing to get all those kills was the big factor in that round. Ence lives another round, at least here. But a lot of money still for LDLC, so they'll be fine this round here. It's going to be a long wait for Ence to come back into this. They're going to need 8 more in a row to make it to overtime.
Alu, low on HP already, but he's going to try and take a page from Devil's book as he walks in, and they want to establish at least a main. Toynu, though, getting him, finding him, and gets the first kill. Again, another problem, as Ence responds with 1, but Yuho's going to get traded as well by Toynu. Right now, has 18 kills. The distribution, though, on the French side is spreading from 15 to 20. Everyone's contributing at this point in time.
Yep, they've all played well. On the other hand, on NZ Sports, it's going to be Alu at 17. Most of the frags in that team right now.
I mean, one of the problems for Stonda as well is he just hasn't had the money to bring up the AWP, so that's why he's been struggling severely. As now they'll go, though, LDLC, they want mid. Smoke off towards Z. Molotov as well to clear the vent so they can try and push in without worrying about that cross-off angle, and they'll find Sunny at White, which means it's now just 2 remaining in the line of victory for LDLC against the 4 that they've got up and ready to fight. As Fuchs, he sits with 37 HP, still up above in the boost, but he's already gone. He's got the highway. It's going to be a push onto Stonda, and he's got to come up large right now. He's got the M4 rather than the FAMAS, so it favors him slightly in that sense, but that Molotov's going to be a world of trouble. He's going to get forced. They'll cover the position. He still manages to find Fuchs. Looks for the second, but Toynu's ready for it. That was the entire point of the Molotov, and now as the bomb goes down, it's Zarda 1 versus 3.
Flash into the smoke. Toinu's going to hold from the box, the close angle, and Zarda's going to have to find that immediately when he arrives. Gun barrel not sticking forward just yet, so he doesn't have that information. And he's going to try and use this smoke to his advantage and find the player inside at Ivy, but it's not going to work. Another squeaky. It's going to be 16-7 in the end. 2 straight maps, and the French team will be the champions here in Finland.
Yeah, has to be said. They were the better team in this matchup. There's nothing to dispute that. I mean, they were spot on individually. They made some great decisions. They reacted well. They're just, yeah, everything was going. It was just not meant to be for Ence at all at this point.
Well, again, one of the things that we talked about was just how much pressure was applied from the French team early on. And, you know, if you do that kind of pressure toward a team like Envy, well, I guess Envy's not, let's say LG and Navi, someone who's a little bit slower to set up and get in those tactical positions, they're still, even in that downtime in the round, holding angles to watch for those aggressions. And in this case, it was just a little bit disorganized that allowed for specifically Devil to push in so aggressively and take so much map control.
Yeah, I mean, that aggression really just, I mean, the CT aggression is pissing in cash, which is way too much for Ence to handle. Like I said, they've only played 4 weeks together. Don't have a lot of backup plans to fall on when things are not working out. So you don't have that plan C and plan D to go to when plan A and B fall and fail. So it is just the way it is.
The other thing, too, is it has to be said, LDLC White got a lot of flack for not performing well at the minor, because that was sort of the level of tournament you would expect. All right, if this team is what people have been saying, then this is the one they should win.
Yep.
But this was a much, much better team in so many ways this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, early on in the PGL minor, they played in a similar fashion, but it just crumbled as the tournament went on. Was it the factor that was a major qualification spot on the line? I don't know, but this time around, a lot more crisp Counter-Strike than previously, for sure.
Well, we're getting ready for the trophy display, but final thoughts on Ence, obviously their first LAN tournament. What's your initial impressions, and what is your biggest thing that you take away from this, being part of that organization looking to improve?
Yeah, I mean, what I take away really, I loved what I saw from Yuho, what I saw from Stonda, both really, I felt like they were massive parts of the team, the way they play, really. I mean, your team needs a really good entry fragger. I think Yuho really brings that quality in the team. He can deliver the frags when necessary. It's Stonda hitting a lot of crucial shots under pressure. So I think, you know, there's only one way, and that's going to be up and ironing out these issues that they have. It's obviously going to be on the agenda, going back, looking at these games and looking at the things and the mistakes they made. Something that they need to do.
Well, we've already seen, I think, Ence collect their second place trophy. But we're going to hand it over now. I think LDLC White about to grab theirs. Medals as well. A little bit of hardware for everyone. I think the French team, the thing is, winning the minor would have been the step in the right direction if you could win one of the two, because that gets them into the qualifying portion for the major, which finally gets them on that stage where they can establish themselves in 2-2. But this is a foot forward in the right direction. And I think as well, I mean, Copenhagen Games coming up. There's a couple other tournaments that they still have a chance to qualify for. I think Barcelona, they might still be in the running. I haven't checked the latest bracket, but as well as the master qualification stages. There's a lot of tournaments this year for these teams. So
yep.
This is the right start for them to get into 2016 in a decent fashion.
Yeah, for sure. LDLC, they have definitely been worthy of this trophy today. Done really well with it.
I'm just waiting for Moman to get some champagne right now and go absolutely nuts. No champagne for you right now, Moman? No champagne for you, Moman, this time? Ah, yeah, okay, all right. We were waiting for it. That
Apologies
was like the best
for
part.
lack of champagne.
So, well, that said, well done to LDLC White. And that's it. I mean, this was a good experience. I think I had a lot of fun here in Finland. Obviously, word on the BYOC continues tomorrow. There's tons of people playing in that, but overall, it's been a pretty good experience, and I think the Finnish crowd's definitely something to remember, and obviously, Ence's first LAN tournament. A lot of people will keep track of that as well and keep that memory with them.
Yep, definitely will. So, I think it's about time we wrap it up here.
Go get drunk.
Yeah, sounds about right.
That sounds right. All right, well, thanks so much for tuning in, everyone online. Thank you, everyone, as well, here at ASUS Assembly. I don't know why I keep calling it. It's not that officially anymore, but Assembly Winter 2016 nonetheless, and we will hopefully see you soon and at the next Assembly for sure.
ROG. Happy birthday to ROG.
Happy birthday to ROG.
See ya on the Republic of Gamers. Herzlichen Glückwunsch!